Yo, what is good, everybody? It is your boy Danini, and today we are gonna do a different type of video. We got the homie Jeff. Gonna put the link down below into his YouTube channel, his radio show that is on Facebook. Make sure to go follow. Make sure to go subscribe. Banger content only. But today we're gonna get into a little banger.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna react to the Browns losing to the Chiefs. Um, that was me on the way home. I cried the whole. I didn't really cry, but like,
or was timeout, or was this mostly you? Okay. Was this mostly you?
dude, I was so heartbroken, bro. Like,
But we're gonna get into it. We're going to get into it.
all right, you can go first.
Okay, so real quick background for the people who don't know who I am. Like you said, I'm Jeff Kirby, host of the Renegade Roundtable. I am a Steeler fan, but I am coming on as I'm not bringing any bias. I am talking strictly about the Browns in an NFL analyst way. But yeah, we're actually 10 subscribers away from hitting 100. Make sure to, before you go subscribe to me though, be sure to go subscribe to my boy Danini. Go and do that. But obviously, there was a lot to take from this game. I think first half, Kansas City looked startled. They didn't know what hit them. Baker Mayfield and the offense, they clicked. Nick Chubb was doing Nick Chubb things. He was proving why he should have been extended by the Browns. And then there was just some things that happened in the second half that changed the game. And there was a lot, and we're going to break this down. How do you want to do this? Do you want me to just go overall, or do we just want to discuss different points of the game? Or
You can go overall.
so my thing is looking at the box score here, and I know we're not supposed to be box score watchers, but it will tell a story. Baker Mayfield efficient, 21 to 28, 321 yards, 75% completion percentage. You love to see that if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, knowing the fact that when he came out of Oklahoma, he left Oklahoma 70+% completion percentage. That was
75
supposed to be
today.
75 today. But what's crazy is when you look at his stats in the NFL, I think his career completion percentage is like 62, which 10, 12 years ago, that's okay. That is acceptable. But in today's NFL, if you're not hitting 66, 67+%, you start to have questions.
Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes went 27 of 36 for 337 and 3 touchdowns. So in terms of yards, you almost outthrew Patrick Mahomes, who is, I think, without a doubt, the best quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I love Aaron, without a doubt.
And Aaron Rodgers, oh boy, he did not look good today. But that's not obviously what this video is about. But
yeah, I know. Shout out for the 1 point in fantasy, Aaron. Appreciate you.
I do have a question for you. Is Nick Chubb 15 carries, 83 yards? Kareem Hunt only 6 carries for 33 yards.
Before you ask the question, I think I know what it is. No, it's not enough. You didn't run the ball.
I was going to say. So you run a total.
They had no answer.
Yeah, here's my thing. So Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt both averaged 5.5 yards a carry.
You had no
5.5 yards. They had no answer. 3 combined touchdowns between your two running backs. Jarvis. And then on top of that, I think there was a couple. David Njoku, who has been in news over the last couple years, had 3 receptions for 76 yards. He was your highest. He had the most yards for receiving yards.
Hot take, bust that end on the Browns.
Here's my perspective on that is he has the upside. He has the potential. We have to remember
everything.
We have to remember he came into the NFL at age 20.
Something. He's only age 24. 20. He's younger than Baker, I think.
Yeah, and that's what's crazy is, and he's playing a position that it takes time to understand, because not only do you have to in a way be a safety blanket for your quarterback, but you also got to be able to block.
Yeah, and he became a lot better blocker last year.
Yeah, and that's something. and I want to look up Travis Kelce's. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is let's look at Travis Kelce. He came into the league in 2013. He was a part of that class.
8 years. Sheesh.
So his first full year, age 25, he had 862 yards. He did not have his first 1,000-yard season until his age 27 season.
He was 25
in 2016.
when he came into the league.
24, but he didn't do anything. He only played in one game.
24?
Yeah. And right now, Travis Kelce is, I believe, 31 or 32.
31.
And he's so he's doing what he's doing. But look at the age. It's okay. It sucks for the Browns that as a late first round pick, you would have expected a little more. But at the same time, you bring the question of, does the maturity level, how does that affect you? And over time, he's learning more. He's been in multiple offenses just like Baker. And over time, David Njoku is one of the guys that Baker has been around his whole entire career as a Cleveland Brown.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to see more of that. And I think that's going to put a lot of pressure on Austin Hooper, especially when you have Harrison Bryant, who you drafted last year. So now you have 3 tight ends in an offense that's supposed to love tight ends.
I just don't know what to say. Like, part of me is really happy because we competed. Like, last year, did the Browns compete with the Chiefs? Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes missed half the game.
Look, let's not, to interrupt you. Patrick Mahomes, yeah, he left halfway through the game, but he was already not himself.
Yeah.
He was dealing with a toe injury to begin with.
Like,
so you were getting this year, you got a healthy Patrick Mahomes.
Can't really.
I'm going to say this as a Steeler fan. I'm going to say this, and I think you will like what I'm about to say. Cleveland lost to Kansas City. Yes. However, they showed that they can compete with the elite of the NFL. The team who has went to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row. The team that has represented the AFC in the Super Bowl the last 2 years.
Showed them that showed them that they're there. Like, it's their turn.
Yeah. Pittsburgh won. However, there's a chance that this game could go later on in the year, depending on how the season goes for us, where that game might look like a fluke. We don't know. Josh Allen did not look sharp in that game.
Terrible.
And if you want to give credit to the defense, that's fine. I give partial credit to the defense, but I also give partial blame to just Josh Allen not looking himself. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm not going to go into a whole tangent because this is about the Browns and Chiefs. But I just thought I would bring that point of, yes, Pittsburgh won, Cleveland lost. As if you're a Cleveland fan, that irritates you, especially if you're an Ohio State fan, the way they lost.
Sooners, let's go, baby.
Yeah, yesterday. Oh, boy, here we go. But the way you lost yesterday to Oregon from the time that we're recording this, it sucks. But I think you have to look at this as a glass is half full mentality. You have an easy opponent next week in your home opener against Houston.
And I'm there.
And you're there.
I'm there. You hear me? Tyrod, your return to Cleveland, I'm there. Multiple mistakes when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest thing that cost us the game, I don't think it was Baker's pick. I think it was Jamie Gillen fumbling that ball.
Yes, I agree with that because of the fact that it gave them momentum.
Yeah.
It gave Kansas City more momentum. And that's the last thing any NFL team.
You don't want to get Patrick Mahomes.
It's not just the Cleveland Browns. It's any team. It can be the best team in the NFC. It doesn't matter. You do not give Kansas City at home in an environment where, yes, they were able to have fans, but not to the extent that they have on a weekly basis at home in Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And in terms of Baker, yes, the pick was costly. Well, in the end, it cost you the game because you weren't able to get the ball back for obvious reasons. But I understand what he's trying to do. I understand the situation that's going on.
Yeah.
He's in a situation where it's about a minute something left, I believe. And how many timeouts? I forgot. How many timeouts did they have?
One.
They had one timeout left.
That's why I said he should have just taken the sack. You could have afforded it. The way the Chiefs defense was playing, they could not stop you. Like Chubb literally looked like Adrian Peterson out there. Kareem Hunt looked like Kansas City Kareem Hunt. Like they had no answer. And I said in the second quarter, whoever gets the first stop is gonna win that game. And Kansas City got the first stop. It would have been 4 straight touchdowns if Chubb didn't fumble.
Yeah, that was actually very surprising by him for a guy that doesn't fumble.
He don't fumble. Kareem don't fumble. They don't fumble.
Oh.
My thing is, though, Hayden Grove said it on Twitter. OBJ makes that catch. The Anthony Schwartz drops. If OBJ's healthy and playing, that goes to OBJ, not Anthony Schwartz. And OBJ brings that down. And OBJ gets the first down. So where you don't panic. OBJ grabs that. And, like, I love John Johnson. He got lost.
Yeah.
You watch the ball. If you're watching the ball instead of Tyreek, John Johnson goes down in history as the first pick Patrick Mahomes has ever thrown in September.
Which is insane.
Troy Hill would have got one if Tyreek Hill didn't grab him. Troy Hill would have had a pick 6. Troy Hill was taking that to the crib. If Tyreek Hill didn't pull him, he was gone. All he had to do was beat the lineman. If you get chased down by a lineman in your corner, huh? I mean, Tyreek Hill probably would have caught him, but like.
So, I'm rewatching that interception right now here on my phone, and I'm watching this. He drops back. He moves up in the pocket. It looks great, and then it looks like he's trying to make a Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl kind of throw as he's falling to the ground.
Hit.
Yeah, and he got hit. And it looked like here, let me rewatch this again.
I thought he was trying to throw it out of bounds because it's not intentional grounding.
No, it wouldn't be because he's outside of the pocket. He's throwing it across the line of scrimmage. He's fine. You stop the clock. It's a 1st and 10 there, so it's not like it's a 2nd down and you're at a 3rd and you have a 3rd and long situation.
Yeah, wasn't it 1st down on that play?
Yeah, it was a 1st and 10.
Yeah, you could have taken the sack. You had like a minute left in the game.
I don't think in that case, in that situation, I think I would have rather Baker thrown the ball away.
He was trying to, but you could tell he was trying to because then he fell. Because when he threw it, he was kind of looking down, but looking up like that, but his head was going down.
But knowing how Baker plays,
he played so good today, man. He
did.
He had no touchdowns. I get that. But, bro.
So here's my thing, too, is he is staring down Harrison Bryant on that play. He looked like, rewatching this multiple times, it looked like he was trying to thread the needle. And
if he didn't get hit, I think he does.
If he doesn't get hit, absolutely. I think, and we don't know, obviously, the outcome. But
because him getting hit delays that ball. And Juan Thornhill, I think his name is.
Yeah, Juan Thornhill.
Yeah, he doesn't pick that off. I truly think Baker threads that to Harrison. No bias. I truly think he threads that. I mean, you saw the ball that he threw to Schwartz. Perfect ball placement. Yeah. It was just better defense. Better defense.
Now here's one positive. Take this how you want, but I think one positive, if you're the Cleveland Browns, is knowing the fact. And I understand Kansas City's not known for the run game. But you could also go into this and say, hey, we held them as a team to 73 yards of rushing. And looking at Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 197 yards and a touchdown. Ridiculous. Travis Kelce, 6 receptions, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Why did it feel like he had more than 76 yards?
Because it seemed like every key play was there. It was him.
Me and my brother got into an argument. My brother was like, it's not that hard. Play a cover 2. I'm like, bro, if it wasn't that hard, don't you think how many NFL teams there are? 30, right?
To say
30?
that.
Hold on.
If you're saying that.
30 NFL teams?
32.
Yeah, that's what I thought. The NBA is 30.
30 NBA and 30 MLB.
32 NFL teams. Wouldn't you think 30 other NFL? That's what it is. The other 30 NFL teams. Wouldn't you think they would do that? But no, they can't because guess what? It's unguardable.
Well, it's not just that. Okay, you run cover 2. What do you have? Tyreek Hill up the seam. Patrick Mahomes. Beat. Patrick Mahomes is going to destroy that. Yeah. He's going to see cover 2. No middle of the field is open. The way that John Johnson and them have been playing, hell yeah, I'm just going.
That was perfect coverage by John Johnson, though.
Here's my thing too, and we have to. And I was around Browns fans today that were overreacting to this game, and I look and I tell them, I say, you're going up against the best quarterback in the NFL.
The best team.
You're going up against, on paper, one of the best teams, if not the best team in football.
Arguably
you're going up against the best
offense ever.
I don't know if I would go that far yet.
Arguably.
But you're going up against the best quarterback. You're going up against one of the best wide receivers, the best tight end in the NFL. You're going up against a Hall of Fame coach in Andy Reid. You're looking at Eric Bieniemy, who, unless he's wanting to stay in Kansas City, I wouldn't if I was him.
He's the best offensive coordinator in the NFL.
Yeah, you look at the way they scheme players open. That is how they're so good. They're able to scheme players open with the way that their play calling is.
They have so many weapons that you can't guard them all. You kind of got to live if one beats you. But, like, my thing is, like, not to cut you off, but, like, Joe Woods got to go. I'm about to change my Facebook name back.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Joe Woods got to go. Like, you lost last year to the Chiefs in the playoffs because you didn't blitz. Why don't you blitz? Why? I don't.
And here's another thing too that I
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah is too fast for you to not blitz. Before we go any further, everybody knows I'm the biggest Mack Wilson fan. That man got shook. Get it together now. But my thing is, why is everybody saying something about Mack? What about Takk McKinley? His whole butt cheek hit the floor or the ground. Where's Takk? Where's the Takk? Where's the Takk talk? It's actually kind of a Takk talk.
Because I think a lot of people forget that Takk McKinley's even on the team. Because right now, you look at the defensive line. You obviously have Myles Garrett. He's going to get a lot of talk. Clowney's going to get a lot of talk. Malik McDowell has been getting a lot of talk as of late.
It's common sense, though. Like, Patrick isn't going to outrun you. Like, he's fast for a quarterback, but he's not outrunning you. Like, Myles Garrett, if that was Myles Garrett, Patrick goes down. Or Jadeveon. You saw what Jadeveon did to Tyreek.
And here's one thing. Here's one thing, too, that you love is the fact that Myles Garrett was able to get a crucial sack in the fourth quarter.
I thought that
you love that. The fact him and Clowney, they both sandwiched.
Yeah. I thought Patrick was hurt.
You love to see what those two did on that play. Able to see.
They got to Patrick. They pressured him almost every time. Any other quarterback, that quarterback gets sacked 8 times.
But hell, even Joe Jackson even got a sack for you guys today as well.
Miles almost had that blindside sack.
Yeah.
But Mahomes was looking up, and you could tell Mahomes was like, ah.
Now, if you're a Browns fan, one thing that you do need to be concerned about, obviously, is Jedrick Wills.
Jedrick Wills' ankle, man.
Obviously, pray that he is okay. Pray that he's able to come back. Well, the thing is, every player is going to say they're okay. They can go back in. I mean, hell, OBJ was saying that he was fine. He could go back in and
Klay Thompson,
stuff.
Different sport, but look at Klay.
Yeah, I mean, you're always going to say because you want to. It's that mentality.
Jarvis, when he broke his ribs.
It's a mentality. And let's hope that he's okay. Hope that this isn't anything serious and that he can come back and play because, I mean, Jedrick Wills has done a nice job transitioning over from right tackle at Alabama, coming over to the left
Blind
side.
side, yeah.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, and I think it's nice that he has Joe Thomas,
To-
arguably the best left tackle in the history of the NFL,
yeah, I mean, I
guiding
think
him.
he is, but like, I was
And
at that game when he.
you can be by. I think in that case you can be biased, and it's okay. Like you're
Yeah, I think
it's a
he's the best
realistic
left
thing.
tackle. I was at that game
Like
when he got hurt with Dom
it's
against the Titans.
that was 2017 because he actually retired on my birthday.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's rookie year. We wasted his career, man.
Who
Joe Thomas.
Yeah, I mean, look at the same way that Detroit did Barry Sanders.
Matthew Stafford, Calvin.
Matthew Stafford. I mean, he's in LA now, and he has a legit shot to do something.
I said Browns versus Rams Super Bowl.
I think
John Johnson versus old team. Picks off Stafford to win it all.
Here's another thing too that you like in the Browns is the fact that Anthony Schwartz, 3 receptions for 69 yards.
They were
nice.
They were using him.
Yeah, and that's what you look, but that's what you expect. He's averaging 23 yards per catch. That's what you drafted him for. That's how you use that 4.26 speed. That's what you drafted him in the 3rd round for.
Another bright side that we haven't brought up yet. Denzel Ward stayed with Tyreek all game. Pretty much.
Yeah, you love a corner that can mirror.
When he was on him, he traveled. If you guys know what that is, I think he traveled. He mirrored him.
Yeah, he followed him around. Yeah. That's a lot for people that don't understand. When we say he traveled him, that means that no matter if you're the cornerback 1, which Denzel Ward obviously is, you're going to guard the wide receiver 1 for the opposite team. But sometimes, for the most part, defenses will scheme you to where you're only on the left side or right side, and in that case, you're mirroring him. So if he's on the offense's right side, you're following him. If he's on the offense's left side, you're following him. There's very few corners that do that nowadays. I think Jalen Ramsey, Jalen does it.
He doesn't travel all the time.
He travels a lot.
A lot, but like he was talking something. Some Instagram post about Jalen Ramsey popped up, talking about Mooney, because Mooney burnt him on that route last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said, I can't wait till week 1, so I shut y'all up about y'all wide receiver 2.
One thing that I want to ask too is, do you? So what happened with Hollywood Higgins? Did he just like not play? Was he a healthy scratch or?
Yeah, he played. They just might not target him.
Oh, because he did not get a single. He did not get a single catch. DPJ Donovan Peoples-Jones had 1 reception for 4 yards.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
what's his name? Jarvis only had a couple of catches.
Jarvis had 5 receptions for 71 yards.
Whoops.
On 5 targets. So
Hooper didn't have that much.
He had 3 for 27, which is something that has been getting brought up a lot during the Browns training camp, is him getting the money that he got, being one of the highest paid tight ends, and not putting up the production that people expected. And I don't know what kind of expectations people had for him, which there could be a good chance they were expecting him to do stuff that just wasn't going to happen in an offense where you still have Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, Odell, and Jarvis.
Yeah.
It's yes, the offense is not based, but it's heavily used with the tight ends and the play actions. But it's not. You don't have George Kittle or Travis Kelce here.
He didn't play.
Who? Hollywood?
Yeah.
That's interesting and concerning as well.
They said it's only because of the Chiefs, because Stefanski wanted to try to beat Kansas City with speed. Should have worked. Because you had to play Schwartz. If OBJ plays, I think Higgins plays, because you have that outside threat in OBJ, or you have that slot receiver. I think the Browns would be way more successful in the passing game if they put Jarvis on the outside and OBJ in the slot. 100%. There is not, because wouldn't a slot technically be the wide receiver 3?
Technically, yeah.
You
I
think
think
there's
the
a
reason why
you think there's a CB3 that can guard Odell Cornelius Beckham Jr. 1-on-1? No.
here's the reason. So here's why I disagree with that thinking is I think the way I'm looking at it is Jarvis, he's a better blocker than Odell.
Yeah.
And I think you want to see if you want to do a lot of the screens and a lot of quick passes. I trust Jarvis to be able to go out and block
that
more.
Run from Jarvis was crazy.
Yeah, he had a nice hurdle today too.
Yeah, but
that got him a first down.
Did they count that as they counted it as a touchdown. The second touchdown of the game where Jarvis broke the tackle.
Oh yeah, because they reviewed it.
I was like,
they reviewed it.
He don't play you're not. It's gonna be hard.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I say if you're a Browns fan, it sucks that you lost, but don't throw all your eggs out and all that.
No,
Look at what happened. No,
I'm mad.
I know you're not.
I'm mad.
Yeah, I know you're not.
I ain't even mad. I'm hurt.
You're upset
right here.
Knowing the fact that you could have won
right here.
That you could have possibly won your first opening day game since 2004 when Jeff Garcia was the quarterback when he came from San Francisco.
You could have gave Patrick Mahomes his first loss in September.
That too.
You
could have done a lot of stuff.
You could have
11-0.
If you would have done that, you would have changed the whole narrative on the Browns. If you went into Arrowhead and beat him,
that's impressive, and that puts a huge statement to the NFL saying, "Yeah, we're coming."
I also think that slander of Baker's got to stop. It's got to stop.
For today, here's my thing is, and here's one thing that I said earlier.
That ball placement to Njoku, what was it, the third down? That
was beautiful.
Dot.
So here's
Baker with Freddie 2 years ago does not make that pass. No.
One thing that Baker has done a good job at, and I noticed this, is
trusting
moving
himself.
Around. Well, not only that, but not moving out of the pocket so quick, but also not just rolling out right. He's actually starting to move up
left,
in the pocket.
And he's going left.
He's rolling left, moving up in the pocket, because that was one thing is if you're a defense, knowing the moment he feels a little bit of pressure, he's rolling right. Well, yeah, you can scheme that.
Well, hold on. The touchdown pass to OBJ last year against the Bengals when he hit the deep shot. Didn't he roll left? Yeah. He rolled left.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he rolled to the left sideline.
But that's what you love. That's what you like.
He's getting
to see. You like to see improvement. He's getting comfortable. He's going through his progressions. That was something that I felt like he wasn't doing a great job at in 2019, the year that we all questioned. And this was one thing that I said, and this is something that the Browns can use possibly, but also Baker Mayfield could have made a statement, because we're all talking about, is Baker Mayfield worth the huge contract that quarterbacks get nowadays in today's NFL?
Mm-hmm.
If Baker Mayfield could have went out, scored a touchdown against Kansas City and beat them in Arrowhead, that would have said, I can do this.
I think he
and I think that would have shut up. That would have shut. I'm saying you can believe he can all you want. That's completely fine, and there's a chance he can. But I'm just saying that would have been a statement saying, This is why I bet on myself.
I mean, you saw the group chat. I was like, it's your time, Six.
Yeah, it's you want to prove
he did
that you're worth $40+ million?
He did. Nah, I don't know about all that. I love me some Baker, but you're not.
You want to prove that you're worth $40+ million a year? Here you go. Here's your first, and what a hell of an opportunity to do it.
I mean, he did it against Cincinnati. I know it's the Bengals, but I mean,
hey, so you take that any chance you can get.
He went 21-22. And do 5 touchdowns? Yeah, 5. One to Donovan, one to Higgins. One to Njoku, one to Hooper, and then one to Brian, I think.
Here I'll
I
look
know
that
he threw
up.
one to Donovan. I know he threw one to Higgins.
Here's the stats. Browns. He threw 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Harrison Bryant caught 2. Donovan Peoples-Jones caught the game winner. Kareem Hunt scored a passing touchdown, and so did David Njoku.
Oh, Higgins didn't have one. I was wrong. It was Kareem.
Yeah, well, Hollywood Higgins, that game, 6 receptions, 110 yards.
Yeah, Higgins caught it against the Colts. That's what I'm thinking of. That was his first touchdown of the year.
I was at the hospital for that game.
I was at the game.
Yeah, I was in a hospital bed for that game. But and that was, you love to see that going up against a very good Colts team last year. And then obviously I'm not going to mention what happened to Pittsburgh because obviously later in the year show that was completely different. But see how I did that? See, I didn't brag about that, and I actually led you into that. There you go. I alley-ooped it right to you.
I think the biggest thing that the Browns need to do is take these next 2 weeks. You play against the Texans.
Mm-hmm. Your home opener.
That's a dub. You play against
the Bears.
That's a dub. I'm sorry. That's a dub. It's a dub.
And then you go to
Minnesota.
Go to Minnesota. Then you go to LA, play against the Chargers.
I'm not worried about them, to be real with you.
Well, then you come home, you play Arizona, who looked great today.
Yeah, but Tennessee's defense is trash. But Kyler did look good. Chandler Jones, one of the most underrated pass rushers in the NFL. We talk about, obviously, me being a Steelers fan, you being a Browns fan, we argue all the time. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt. But he was hurt last year.
Who? Chandler Jones?
Yeah, he missed the whole year.
But I think that's when Nick Bosa gets brought up in the discussion. Now Chase Young is starting to get brought up into the discussion. But you don't like that name, Nick Bosa, do you?
I don't like Nick Bosa.
See, I love that name for Ohio State purposes too.
I like Chase Young. I just don't like Nick.
But Chandler Jones, I always feel like unless you really understand, he's very underrated,
underappreciated. That's how Shaq Barrett was until they paid him.
Yeah, Shaq Barrett. Well, especially now, everyone on that team is becoming very known.
Well, Devin White. I mean,
and Devin White. I mean, you're a 5th overall pick, and coming out of LSU, he had some hype coming around after him.
Before we end this, there's not a team in the NFL that can answer your run game. You saw last year, the Ravens couldn't stop you. Not to bring it up, but Pittsburgh couldn't stop you. Like, the best defenses in the NFL couldn't hold it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. One last point. I love Kevin. Love Kevin Stefanski. Stop taking your foot off the gas. I know you're a nice guy. I don't care. Put it down the throat. Step on it.
Stop being conservative.
Stop being conservative. This isn't Madden. You don't got to put your ball carrier on conservative, man. Nick Chubb, I get he fumbled. I think Kareem Hunt's only had 2 career fumbles. I know one was his first snap as a Kansas City Chief. Was his first run. He never fumbled at Toledo. His first run in the NFL, he fumbled. I'll never forget that because I was watching. Just stop being so conservative. Joe Woods, you on your last chance. That's coming from me. Your biggest hater, but your number 1 supporter. I love Mac. Star JOK. It's got to happen.
Here's one thing that I'm a little surprised at is you understand that Tyreek Hill is a speed guy. He can beat you over the top. You understand that Travis Kelce, he's going to beat you over the middle. If you understand that, I'm a little surprised that they didn't use more of the 4-2-5. They obviously run it pretty much a 4-2-5
Delpit.
as
I
is.
no, it's because of Delpit.
Well,
He came out and said that that's gonna not be used until Delpit plays.
but here's my thing too is you put Mac Wilson in the game. I think in that case, I would have much preferred my linebacking core be because I'm a big believer, and I know he says that he's not going to use that 4-2-5 until Delta comes in, and it doesn't help that Ronnie Harrison, which we didn't even discuss yet, that whole situation.
That coach
Yes,
should be gone.
I think he's going to get suspended for a game.
He should have been ejected. Should have been ejected and suspended. Just like Mike Tomlin a couple 10 years ago with Channing Crowder?
Yeah, with that
Tripped
tripping.
him.
Yeah, that was
it Tomlin or was it Joey Porter?
It was Tomlin, but I got to back up now.
Straight tripped him. You can't put your hands on a player. But on the other hand, Ronnie, you can't put your hands on a coach. But I understand why Ronnie did it. I get that. I understand. It's just like I get it. But at the same time, it comes back to that coach. Like, you can't do that. And like another thing is,
it was a boneheaded move.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the defense. It's one game you're going up against
the best offense in the NFL.
Arguably one of the best offenses ever. A guy that has the potential to be the best player in the NFL history. I mean,
I actually did say that earlier today, and the person I was talking to gave me the what?
Patrick Mahomes has the chance to be the best ever. Easily. He
has a very good shot.
Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, regular season MVP before the age of 25. He's literally him and Giannis. Him and Giannis' resume is going to be boop. Obviously, Patrick reached success earlier, but NBA, NFL, different. But still, like, coming out of, getting drafted, no one knew Patrick Mahomes was going to be, Jesus Christ, walking in a football uniform that wears 15 for the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, I love Aaron Rodgers. I've never seen a quarterback in the NFL make the plays that he makes. Like that sidearm throw that he got around Malik Jackson, I truly think the only other quarterback that can do that in the NFL is Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but about the Browns, Malik Jackson is the most underrated player on that defense.
Dude, Malik McDowell. That man was...
He looked good.
Muscles.
I don't know if you have much muscle in that.
Not anymore,
but
since I quit FedEx. Not anymore. But, yeah, Malik Jackson, like, people seem to forget, when the Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, he was a force in the defensive interior. Like, he was good. I think the biggest key to the Browns defense, they got to mesh. I mean, it's going to take some time. Jadeveon's the biggest key. 100%. Jadeveon stays healthy, Myles Garrett wins Defensive Player of the Year. Okay, maybe not after today, because Chandler Jones decided I don't know, 5 sacks.
I should also bring in my guy too, who obviously decided.
TJ, but Chandler Jones has 16 more games. What's the sack record? 22? 22 and a half? 22 and a half by Strahan. He has to get 17 sacks in 16 games to tie it. That's possible. 5? That's crazy. Do you see what Taylor Lewan tweeted?
Mm-mm.
I'll read it to you real fast. Oh, dude,
boy.
I was crying.
Wow.
You didn't see what happened?
No, I'm just... The fact that I can see 5 sacks for Chandler Jones is... Oh, boy.
Taylor Lewan said, got my ass kicked today. No way around that. I led the team and let the team and the fans down. Thank you, Chandler Jones, for exposing me. It will only force me to get better.
You love that. You love that in a player that's saying, "Hey, I got my ass beat. I got embarrassed."
But
But
Miles, I truly, like I said this early, or I truly thought the Browns were going to drive down and win that game. The Miles came in there like a missile. He came in untouched. Him
he
and
also had 2 offside penalties too. That
one of
were
them I disagree with. One of them I don't think should have been offsides. One of them, but Miles Garrett is really good at timing that. He said in his post game
that's
conference.
what that's what you'll notice in pass rushers. Pass rushers tend to be very good at. T.J. Watt is great at that too. That's what makes great pass rushers. That's one of the
Miles
biggest
Garrett is
keys they have is
Miles Garrett ability to bend his body is like I've never seen somebody else like that. Maybe Reggie White, but I wasn't live to watch him. Miles
so.
Garrett can bend his body like this. I'm like sloping down in my chair, and still get around you, and still stay on two. How in the? Can you teach me how to do that? I'm only 23. Like, dang.
Oh yeah, fun fact too for the Browns. Out of the 24 first downs they got, well, 9 of them were rushing, which is actually a decent amount
15 of them were
compared to
passing.
14. Compared to Kansas City, they had 4 rushing first downs and 17 passing. So you got more first downs. You ran 5 less plays. I mean, whatever.
Cleveland played a better game for 3 quarters.
For 3 quarters, they looked phenomenal. And then it's just the fourth quarter came. I don't know if the pressure got to some of the players. I don't know. And that could be a legit question. And the fact that you're going up against Kansas City, this is supposed to be a statement game. And knowing that if you go out, win this game, this is going to give you huge momentum. Huge momentum.
Like, huge.
And also, when you have, and I get it's one game, and we have 16 more to go, but also knowing the fact that Cincinnati won, so they're 1-0, which I mean, obviously, take that for however you want. Pittsburgh 1-0. Again, take that how you want. I discussed how I felt about that earlier. Baltimore plays tomorrow from the time that we record this. They play on Monday night. They should easily go 1-0 against. Even though that game's going to be a little bit more challenging than a lot of people expect. But they have a good chance to go 1-0. So now you're already one game behind everyone.
It's true. I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I'm not trying
to. I would just say, just take a deep breath. Browns fans, take a deep breath. Be all right. You go up against Houston Texans. The easy win. You'll be all right.
Yeah, it just sucks though because we're in the same predicament as last year. Like the season opener, we got our cheek. I mean, not necessarily. Like this year, we didn't get our cheeks clapped, but like last year, 38-6. Like that is embedded. Like right here in this temple.
You can make the and I've even been on record saying, listen, you were in a situation that you were already in a huge deficit to begin with, and just you don't worry about that. And then obviously they go out that Thursday night against Cincinnati, and you get a win in a divisional win, which is key.
Yeah, it just sucks because like it was like I said, like we said, it was right there. Like it was right there. Like
there's a very good chance that we could see this again. We could see this matchup again.
I think this is going to be the AFC Championship. Mark my words, like knocking on wood right here. I can't reach it. Knocking on wood.
You should do a 2021 bloopers or epic fails, and that's getting put in that.
Mark my words. I think this is the AFC Championship, and I think Cleveland finally takes it of the third time the charm. I think they finally figure it out. Because the recipe to beat Kansas City, let's be honest, keep Patrick off the field. You got to run. And what
Which
team?
that's another key too. That's another key too is the fact that you did not win the time of possession.
Which is weird. It felt like we were.
Which, again, in a situation of your team is built for that.
Mm-hmm.
They did not answer.
They went away with it. Like when they were up, what was it? 2? Yeah, they were up 2. Yeah, they were up 2.
They panicked.
They passed 3 times. You at least run the ball twice, and then you pass on third. Because you act like their defensive line is not that. Their defensive general is not that good, especially without Tyrann.
Even though Chris Jones did have a good game for him today.
Yeah, he did come through when it was needed most. But like without Tyrann, what do you have besides Chris Jones? And they didn't have Frank Clark. Like they didn't have Tyrann and Frank Clark, and we didn't have OBJ, Grant Delpit, and who else didn't play? That's it. But it's just like, man, like I can't wait. I think the Browns defense will be way better when the 4-2 when the dime, right? Dime, yeah, when the dime comes out.
Yeah, that's
because you'll have Ronnie, John Johnson, Delpit, Greedy, Newsome. No, you might not have Greedy. You might have Troy Hill. Greedy might not see it, and I love Greedy. I love Greedy. Greedy might not see it. He's not gonna see it over Troy. He's obviously not gonna see it over Greg.
And then in that case, for your 2 linebackers, I would put Anthony Walker and JOK.
I love Mac, but it's JOK. Mac Wilson is very athletic. JOK is better.
And then you have the pass rush that we've discussed that we've talked about already.
Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, Malik McDowell, Malik Jackson, and then if Jadeveon or Myles wants to take the play off to catch a breather, you got Takk McKinley. That dude is fast.
And what about what happened with Andrew Billings?
He played.
Well, there you go. You have another rotational guy for for your defensive tackles.
Yeah, like you have the recipe to beat Kansas City. But can you ironic Browns pun, but can you bake the recipe? Like can you make it? Like can you finish the recipe? You got all the ingredients. That was a bad voice.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah, that's what Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. He didn't have as big as a role as I thought he should have.
He had 3 total tackles on the day.
He should have been on Travis Kelce all game. All game. Should have been on him all game. I think that's just me. I think he should have been on him all game. I don't know why. Or try Mac, because Mac's athletic. Try Mac. And then if Mac starts to fail, put JOK in there. Then if JOK starts to fail, shit, put both of them. The fuck? Like, put both of them. Like, you're not going to beat Kansas City. You can guard McCole Hardman one-on-one. I'm not scared of Byron Pringle. Like,
if I'm Joe Woods,
you gotta double team Tyreek or Kelce. I'd rather double team Kelce because Patrick Mahomes might not make that throw deep, you know?
If I'm Joe Woods, I'm a little surprised at the fact that he didn't try to bring more pressure in watching that watching that Super Bowl and knowing that if you get pressure on him,
it's not even on him because Patrick Mahomes was the only one making plays. It's if you get pressure on Kansas City, they crumble. I mean, obviously, Cleveland's defense, Tampa's defense. Like, big difference here. It's higher than that, but anyways. They have an elite pass rush, but Cleveland has a very good pass rush, too. You have Myles Garrett and Jadeveon. Name an offensive line in the NFL that can take that. The only one I truly think that can contain that is the Browns. Maybe Dallas. But it's just like, man, I don't really have anything much else to say besides repeating myself because I'm already starting to.
Yeah, like I said, Just take a deep breath. You'll be all right.
All right, Paninis. This is my homie Jeff. Like I said, link in bio. Make sure to hit that sub button. He does a couple shows on Facebook every week. Make sure to go hit that link in bio. Make sure to hit that like button. Comment down below when he's live and say Danini the Panini, the big homie, sent you. All right, homies. Love y'all. Stay tuned. Go Browns.